The Battle of Polytopia launched in 2016 as this small, simple, 4x turn-based strategy game, and now it's 2026. The square has evolved, the dynamics have shifted, and the game is a decade-old legend. So I thought, why not let Dan Champ, your favorite lore addict and determined detective, explore the game's history. Grab some snacks, relax, and let's take a trip for well over a decade into the past, into a much simpler time. I was surprised to uncover that the game's early development by Felix F. Ekenstam, aka Mijuan, dates back to around 2010. This is honestly crazy how the idea of Polytopia has been around for over 15 years. This early phase of Polytopia involved heavy sketching, preparation, and UI design. The solo Swedish developer wanted to implement the mechanics of more complex strategy games, but down to the basics, so it could fit mobile devices and allow players to just pick up the phone from anywhere and play quick 30-minute games. The game was also focused on Perfection Mode, the first ever game mode. This quick and simple game mode that Felix focused on at the time lasts for only 30 turns, and the goal is to get the highest score possible before the time runs out. But it wasn't always Polytopia 2. At the time, the project bore a different name, Super Tribes, a name it will carry well into its early history. Eventually, after developing the game for a whopping 6 years, with a bit of assistance from his brother and girlfriend, Mijuan officially dropped Super Tribes onto iOS on February 26th of 2016. It received attention by hundreds of thousands of people in weeks, and feedback started flooding in. Mijuan, mostly a sole developer at the time, was quite overwhelmed, as he was the only employee of his newly formed studio, Mijuan AB, but he worked on adding new tribes, game modes, and features in the following months. At launch, Super Tribes consisted of only 5 tribes: Shinshi, Imperius, Omaji, Bardur, and Kiku. Even recently, we got a weekly challenge called the OGs, featuring those 5 main tribes. Nearly 1 month later, sometime around late March of 2016, Super Tribes received its first major update, with the addition of the fun Hudrik and Luxidor tribes. Surprisingly, Mijuan also shared a screenshot of the Easter Bunny as early as April 8th of 2016. This marked a truly unexpected event during my endless scrolling to the bottom of Mijuan's page to research this video. Whoa, the following week was setting the ground for something big. Why? You see, Mijuan teased a new game mode, and then on May 5th, Domination mode was added, as it was requested by many. The goal in this game mode is to capture all of your enemies' capitals and dominate the square. Simple and entertaining. Oh, here we go. Mijuan teases the Vengir tribe, and apparently, they've taken him hostage and demand approval from the Super Tribes community to join the square. And well, just a while after the striking event, the Vengir landed on the scene, and with them, the Super Tribes era had to end due to trademark issues. So, the game was reborn as the Battle of Polytopia, a name that, in my opinion, sounds much more epic. By the way, don't worry, my investigations revealed that allegedly, the Vengir only took Mijuan's left pinky, and he was safely released later. But don't worry though, it's just symbolic, Mijuan's left pinky is still there. The next chapter in Polytopia's history is a bit calmer and more stable, as much of the major necessities for the game have already been added. Whoa, 1 million downloads by early August. Well, let's take a leap to December 1st of 2016, where Mijuan eventually concluded the first year of Polytopia by adding the IMO tribe, launching the game to Android devices, and slowly integrating multiplayer features by adding pass and play, local multiplayer. But global multiplayer is still in the labs. Ultimately, this sets the stage for 2017, a different era for the game. The year had a wholesome start, with Polytopia getting a top 3 ranking for Indie Game Contest in London. March 30th of 2017 introduced the iconic Mindbender unit, which is OP, come on, we all know that. And battleships were also added. Let's not forget that Mijuan was a solo developer at the time, and not anymore. Looks like the team has expanded a bit, as this cool looking photo with 3 Polytopia style files showcases. Nice, our architect isn't lonely anymore. A moment many of you are likely curious about is here. The first special tribe, Aquarion, rose from the depths of the ocean in early June. Oh come on Thingy, you're celebrating some Pinky Day! Wrapping up the year with one of my top favorite tribes, the Quetzali. Burb Strong. 2018. The square is about to get more crowded. Online multiplayer finally hit the scene, and the colorful special tribe, Alorion, was added on May 24th. The game's Steam port came into existence sometime around August of 2018, but it's definitely gonna take them some time to complete it. Honorable mention, throughout this period the game had art competitions and some merch was being designed too. Christmas Day was celebrated with the addition of the popular Yadak tribe, and once again, a year in Polytopia's history comes to an end as we reach 2019. Not too many major developments over here. There was a nice update to the game's overall design, making it more polished, and Polytopia surpasses a whopping 8 million downloads in early May. That's more than the population of Finland. In the middle of the summer, we got the Polaris. Yeah, the timing's a bit messy, isn't it? I tried to fix the time machine, check on the dates, but nope. Polaris was indeed launched in the summer of 2019. If you're one of those Easter egg hunters, I've got some good news for you. Polytopia mashups were first seen sometime around November of 2019. By the way, you guys, the first appearance for the Ancients as a lore-based thing was all the way back in 2019. Yeah, but they weren't really official at all. You're right, they were teased in 2022. It's been 4 years, John. 4 years. And 2020 is... Sorry about that. Okay, so besides some small improvements and new languages added to the game throughout the year, and... Oh wait, there is something quite major. 3 actually. We got the Steam launch and a massive engine change from Adobe Air to Unity, making the game smoother than ever. Plus, allowing for bigger maps and better UI. Also, one of my secret assistants claims that this change paves the way for a major naval update later on. Oh, and I joined Polytopia sometime around this year, so yeah, that's cool. And before we reach the final stretch of this video, let's have a quick interview with Espark and PolyStrategist about their personal experience with the game. When did you first join Polytopia, and how did you find it?
Great question. So I started playing Polytopia in 2019. My son introduced me to the game, and I loved it because I played lots of other strategy games like it.
I was in a co-sharing space with one of my friends. During a break, he said, "Hey bro, have you seen this game?" He told me that he would be better than me and that he would beat me. So I think this was back in 2023 maybe. And then after that first game, the second game that we played, I absolutely obliterated him.
And what is one thing about the game's history that, if you can hop into my time machine, want to change?
But you know what I would change? I would have them not make the announcement about the Ancients, because the Ancients were announced in like October of 2022. 2026 now.
There was a time with Illyrion where you had these whales. I used to love these whales, man. Like it's kind of like, instead of the fish, the starfish, you had the whale.
If you're vibing with this mission, uncovering pages of history, you can hit those like, subscribe buttons. Helps you're a detective more than you think. Your favorite period of the game, or what's the period you see was the most influential for the game's history?
Most influential, I think, was like summer 2019, right before Polaris came out. Between like middle of 2019 to mid 2020, that was probably like the most active our community ever was.
Yeah, I agree.
To me personally, the most fun I had was an event called the Olympics, and that was fantastic.
What is one thing that you're like, let's say, maybe 100% or almost sure that Mijuan will add into the game in the future?
I think it depends on, Mijuan is a cool guy. He's a community guy, So I think if there is enough community pressure to want something added, he'll probably add it.
And that's all. I truly appreciate Espark and PolyStrategist contributions for this video, and big congratulations for Espark on reaching 10,000 subscribers on the PolyChampions channel. Let's proceed. You ready teasing those guys? Yeah, it's not gonna go well. Whoop! The Cymanti invade the square. Okay, that's the last tribe the game's gonna get unless the Ancients are released while I'm making this video, which is impossible. So yeah, anyway. Polytopia is 5 years old. Magnificent. Other than that, nothing crazy happens for the rest of the year besides the game reaching 30k members on Discord, some full themes for the different tribes in the game, and monthly tribe moons. Now, we reach a quite big and interesting year for the game. Lock in. Around Polytopia's 6th-year anniversary, we were blessed with the game's full theme. Honestly, it's amazing and I use it for my videos often. Polytopia also planted over 2,000 trees due to a special event, so it's nice seeing the game positively influencing the environment. And a major shift in the square's meta is coming right up. For years, the organization and strategy sections of the tech tree only included 2 technologies, and we're missing on a final technology at the far end like all of the other sections. But with the diplomacy update, On May 24th of 2022, we got cloaks, which can hide in thin air and ambush opponents out of nowhere. You can now send peace treaties to different tribes and establish embassies, boosting economic growth. This was genuinely a major update for the game, with a mixed but more dominantly positive reception by the community. Polytopia was launched for Nintendo Switch on October 13th, marking expansion in the game's availability, and skins were finally introduced to the game, with the first skin pack featuring the Bergoth Bardo, Cultist Vengir, and Earthwilbur Hudrick. Hopping into 2023, we got a second and third skin pack, 20 million downloads on mobile devices by late September, immense. Also, the Path of the Ocean update was a major one, launched in late November of that year. It brought a complete, fresh revamp to all the naval units, lighthouses, custom houses were replaced with markets, and much more improvements to the game. We got a fourth skin pack too, and that's it. Now we slide into 2024, where the Elorion group was corrupted by the Shard of Danier. That's I think how it's pronounced. Anyways, a mystical relic fueled by darkness, new skin. And Aquarion got a major rework in mid-August too. Then the Forgotten Aquarion skin was released on November 13th, and that's pretty much it. The Big 25. But let's boost the speed up a bit. We got weekly challenges, compete in a global leaderboard in the same seed for a week. Rank up and grow. The Solaris skin for Polaris, a Cymanti rework, and the first Polytopia World Championship was definitely a thrilling event, especially for hardcore players. And finally, one of the most recent major updates for Polytopia brought the new Dawn skin. Cute, but definitely threatening. And the game hit 50k members on Discord. Ancients? No ancients. And now, March of 2026, the Battle of Polytopia celebrates its 10-year anniversary, first decade. It was a crazy evolution this game had, from a small passion project by a solo dev to a game beloved by millions across the globe. Or the square, I guess. You decide, do you want to stay on Earth or take a trip to the Polytopian universe? Drop your opinion down below. Big thanks to Mijuan, the Polytopia dev team, the amazing Polytopia community, and all who support this channel. But the scene is always fluctuating, so I am here, don't worry about it. And now, have a good day, good afternoon, or good night.